let me give you the wrong way in how I followed the quote unquote gurus. This is the wrong way. Then I'll quickly tell you the right way. The wrong way, what the gurus tell us is you find a property anywhere in the country and then you run the numbers, run the numbers, find your expenses, make sure you know your income from your rents. And then they say, make sure you're making $50 a month of passive income, but you'll get appreciation, which I already said, I don't invest for appreciation. I invest for cash flow. Appreciation is great. I use that for refinance, pull cash back out, which we could talk about later. But what I do is I invest for passive income. So getting back to the wrong way, and I'll quickly tell you the right way. The wrong way, they say, what you do is you find a property, run the numbers, make sure you make a little money in passive income, get appreciation. Then you spend thousands of dollars to buy the property, then spend thousands of dollars to fix up the property, then find a tenant in there, and then find a property manager to manage the property. Well, in my opinion, that's just about backwards. My opinion, we need to start it and build the business the right way. So we need to build the business the right way. And in order to do that, we need to actually follow a couple key steps. Now, I'm going to give you an analogy of what the right way looks like. If you're going to start a convenience store, a convenience store, candy bar, soda machines, and all that good stuff, well, you're not going to sign a lease on a location, open the doors, and set a box of candy bars in there on the ground. No, you wouldn't do that. You go out of business in 2 seconds. What you would do instead is you would build the business first. You get the gondolas, those are shelving units that all the candy bars go on, the cash registers, the bank accounts, the countertops, the cold storage, the employees, insurance, everything in the business before you buy any inventory. And like I said at the beginning of this workshop, inventory is our properties. We buy a property and we buy that as inventory. Like, I'm not going to live in these properties. Out of the 30 plus properties I own and hotels that I now own, I've literally only seen one property before I bought it. And literally don't look at it now, because I built a business. I've hired experts to do everything for me, and now it runs itself. Now, I'm going to walk through the Real Estate Investor Success Roadmap and just kind of jokingly made up an acronym, but for real estate is first one, we recognize the target rental market. Recognize the target rental market is anywhere in the country. As long as we can buy the property, make passive income on it, and have people run the business for us, that's going to be a good market, which I'll walk you through all this. Establish an automatic business. When we find the market first, then we build the business. A lot of my students, they say, hey, Dustin, I found a new area. I found the target rental market. I already have 5 realtors sending me leads or sending me deals. I say, whoa, stop. You're putting cart way before the horse. In fact, realtors are literally the last step. Wholesalers are the last step. Like, ways you find properties, those are so easy. Those are the last steps. And I asked the question, who would manage the property if you bought a property? Do you know who would manage it? And they say, well, no. I said, well, we got to start there first. And I also asked the question, do you know if you're going to be buying the right property, if it's going to be a good property, and if your property manager would actually manage it? Just like if you were to call up a property manager, this happens all the time. Literally, I talk to a lot of people all the time to say, well, I bought a property, followed the gurus, and I called the property manager and said, hey, property manager, I have a property. I would like for you to manage it. And they'll say, no, I will not manage that property because I'll get shot there. And they hang up on them. Jokingly hang up, but they'll say, no, I won't manage that property. How much better if you hire experts, you build the business and you say, property manager, I'm looking to buy, instead of, don't want to say, I bought this, spent thousands of dollars to do all this. Instead, you say, I'm looking to buy this property. Tell me how much it rents for. Tell me, will you manage it? What's the clientele like? What's the vacancy factor? Tell me all about this property in this area. If the property manager says, no, I will not manage it, then you don't waste your time and money buying that property. What you do is, if they come back and say, well, you could rent it for this much. Yes, I will manage it. This is a vacancy factor. They're the experts living there on the ground. In fact, all the places, I invest in 5 different cities in many different states, and I don't want to be the expert. My students say, hey, Dustin, you invest in the city. You're the expert. Tell me, what's the area that I should buy? And I said, no, I'm not the expert. I hire experts, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, establish an automatic business, build the business up. Next one is approve others to help you succeed. Now, if you started that convenience store, think about that convenience store analogy. If you're going to have your money and your livelihood in this business, would you just find somebody across the street and say, hey, you got a pulse, come in and manage my business, manage my money, manage my inventory, manage my customers, manage my employees? No, you wouldn't do that. You would interview many, many people before you actually got them to actually manage the property or your company. Same thing with real estate investing. We hire people and we make sure that they are going to be great for our business. Last one is we lease the property for $250 a month in passive income. That's the minimum. I now have properties that rent for $500, $600, $700 more than the expenses. And over time, eventually the mortgage will be gone. That'll be much more money that's in my pocket, and I'll give these properties to my kids. Okay. Now, like I said, the easiest part is buying the property. That's literally the last step. Finding properties is literally the last step. The hardest part is building the business first. And we're going to go through all of this, how to build the business first. Now, I personally did it the wrong way. And then my property manager started stealing from me within 6 months. It was absolutely horrible, but I'm here to help you hopefully not have that problem and then be able to scale the business. I'll be completely honest and say, I've coached, I don't know, hundreds, if not thousands of students now. The hardest part is building the business. If it was easy, everybody would do it, but it's easy just to find a property and then, buy the property. But it's so much harder to build the business first. Now, for my students, it usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks to actually build a business, find the area, build the business, and get everybody working in the business, then buy the property.